Hello, I'm back with another update. Today we're going to be talking about Isaias and 92L, respectively. And over here we have Isaias with 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Not wind gusts, sustained winds, and 999 millibars, and is moving northwest at 20 miles per hour. So this is a pretty fast moving system. Now, if we go to its forecast cone real quick, it is now forecasted to become a hurricane. But also, you'll notice that instead of going straight into the Gulf of Mexico, it's now just barely going to dodge the Florida, Georgia, South Carolina coastline, and then possibly make landfall in Cape Hatteras. And as we can see here, there is now tropical storm watches on Florida's coastline, which I see, which is reasonable because it's possibly going to become a tropical storm there. Well, it's already a tropical storm. And even all the way over here, in like Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, even Long Island, this thing could get really close and bring some gusty winds and rain. And already from Faye, this actually already had a lot of that wind and rain. But it wasn't that bad, so this really ain't going to add any much to it, but it's still possibly going to get kind of rough. But again, this is at the very end of 5 days. And now, let's go to the forecast discussion. Now, the National Hurricane Center forecasts this only reaching 75 miles an hour. I personally don't see that. I personally think it's going to reach 80 to maybe 100 miles per hour in this area. And we'll see why in just a second based on the sea surface temperatures. Now, right here is the infrared loop for Isaias, and we can see it's kind of spiral. Let me change the color for it'll stick out a little bit. White, that should stick out. As we can see here, it's supposed to be white. I didn't click OK. I'm not used to changing colors. As we can see here, it does have the spiral look to it. It does have a lot of convection in this area, and I personally believe, and I even think the National Hurricane Center agrees, that it could be forming a new center in this area. Because along with this area, which I believe was the original circulation, looks like, is losing its convection. And I think the reason why is because I think it went through all that area of Hispaniola, the mountainous region of the Dominican Republic. And that must have really disrupted that center to cause the energy to now center in this point. And what rather the new center could be for a change for the good or not, we'll have to find out. Now over here we have the visible loop, and we can see it does have the spiral look to it that you normally associate with tropical cyclones. Now I gotta change the color again because the clouds are white, so it ain't gonna stick out, so I'm just gonna go back to red. And as we can see here, it does have the spiral look to it. It does have all that area of convection right there. You can clearly see that. Along with, what was that? Did it just basically form a little eye there? It looks like it kind of formed what looks like an eye, though I think that's just the cloud tops possibly decaying, but I'm not sure about that. And over here we have the intensity guidance. Now, all of the models either show this becoming tropical storm or weak to moderate hurricane. But this one model right here shows it briefly becoming a Category 3. I don't personally see a major hurricane happening, but it's still in the realm of possibility, and we'll see that in just a second. Now, over here we have the model. This is the HWRF model. Now, this shows it going through the Bahamas, and right here, right where Dorian stalled and went through last year, not Grand Bahama. Oh, yeah, that is Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama, and what was the name of this island? I forgot the name of this island. But anyway, it's not going to stall, and it's not going to be 185 miles per hour in this area. But it still could not be so good since a lot of the damage happened there. Now, the HWRF model shows us possibly reaching what lowest pressure? The lowest pressure the HWRF shows is around 995, so possibly just strong tropical storm, weak hurricane, around that. Especially around there when it's 992 right there. But again, I personally don't see this becoming a weak hurricane or strong tropical storm. I personally see a hurricane out of this. I've been seeing a hurricane out of it since basically the early beginnings. Now over here we have 92L. This is the infrared. We can see it does have the circular motion to it, but again, the cloud tops have really cooled and decayed in this area. Well, warmed, I meant, because this is how cold the we have negative 80 degrees right there. That's cold. Which I don't know if that's Celsius or Fahrenheit. We don't need this. And over here we do have we can see it's kind of broad in that area, kind of oval-like, but overall it's really circular motion to it. But again, it kind of basically, I guess you can say, lost its chance for developing that area. But I wouldn't rely on that because it could very well just become a tropical depression as this did. Okay, now let's look at 92L real quick. As we can see, it has a very small area for it to develop. Really low area. This has a small window to develop. But again, Bertha had a small area to develop. So there's also saying that this couldn't do the same. Maybe become Josephine, who knows. Now, let's look at the sea surface temperatures right here. Now, the main reason I think this will become a strong hurricane, not major though, is because just look at this, 29 degrees Celsius in this area right here. That's almost 85 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really warm. And also, quick mention, right here, look how far north the water temperatures extend. What temperatures is that? That's like 28 degrees Celsius all the way right there to Long Island. You usually don't see this far north water temperatures until at least September. And yet here we are in late July. So this is really warm water temperatures really far north. Now real quick, let's look at the models for wind shear and dry air real quick. Because why not? Let's go to the right regions and all that. We're going to be mainly looking at the GFS for this. And let's see what they think. First, let's look at the wind shear. Let's see what the wind shear is supposed to be. The wind shear is supposed to be, let's see here, sort of strong, weak wind shear maybe. Not that much. But again, this could well overcome some of that shear. And maybe strengthen kind of a lot, actually. Because, again, 80 to 100 miles per hour is my predictions. Now, let's see this real quick. I can't remember what is the right thing, so I'm going to have to find this. I believe it's this. Nope, I am wrong. Is it this? No, it is not. You know what? We're just going to skip the dry air and all that because I forgot which thing it is. So overall, I'd like to thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Now, I am going to leave, and I will probably do another update maybe tomorrow. Probably later today, or maybe early tomorrow, depending on really what just happens. But I'm really confident in doing another update later today, this afternoon. So bye, and have a good rest of your day.